As we grow older, we often find ourselves asking big questions about life. What does true happiness look like in the later years? Is it about finding companionship and a partner? Or is there something else that brings peace and fulfillment? Many of us have been taught that having a partner is the key to a happy and successful life. Society often places tremendous value on romantic relationships, making us feel like something is missing if we're not in one. But what if I told you that being single after a certain age could actually be the key to greater freedom and happiness? In this video, we're going to challenge some commonly held beliefs about relationships in later life and explore why being single might just be the best decision you can make for your well-being. By the end, you'll have a fresh perspective on what love and companionship can truly mean in your life. Let's dive into the truth. Why, sometimes, being single is not just a choice, but a powerful way to reclaim your freedom and peace. 1. You're not stuck in emotional dependency. As we age, we start to realize that emotional independence is one of the most powerful things we can have. When you're single, you don't rely on someone else to fulfill your emotional needs. You are free to explore your own emotions, your own desires, and your own happiness without the pressure of trying to meet someone else's expectations. Take Karen, for example. After her divorce in her early 60s, Karen spent years on her own, learning how to enjoy her own company. She found solace in hobbies, friendships, and travel. While she had relationships in the past that involved compromise and emotional dependency, being single allowed her to rediscover herself without the pressure of meeting anyone's emotional demands. She could finally make decisions based on what she truly wanted, not based on someone else's needs. When you're single, you have the space and freedom to build emotional strength. You're in charge of your own happiness, and that can be incredibly empowering. Being alone doesn't mean loneliness. It means being at peace with yourself. And when you find peace within, you attract more peace into your life. 2. You control your own time and space. How often have we heard people complain about the loss of personal space in relationships? The compromises that come with sharing a life with someone else can sometimes feel stifling, especially as we age and become more set in our ways. Being single after 60 means you control your time and space entirely. You can spend your days as you wish, without compromising, without negotiating. Whether it's an afternoon of reading, time spent with friends, or simply taking a walk in nature, the choice is entirely yours. You have the freedom to follow your own schedule without the need to accommodate another person's plans or needs. George, a retired professor, enjoys his mornings without interruption. He takes his time with coffee, reads the newspaper, and has a slow breakfast. For George, this quiet time is something he cherishes, as much as he enjoys visiting with family and friends. These peaceful mornings are what keep him grounded. He doesn't feel the need to rush or share his space with anyone. Being single gives him the autonomy to live on his own terms, and that's a gift he doesn't take for granted. 3. You don't have to conform to social expectations. There's an unspoken pressure in our culture to couple up. Even in our later years, people often ask, "Are you dating anyone?" or comment on how great it would be if you found someone. The assumption that everyone should have a partner can be overwhelming, especially when you're happy living on your own. Being single allows you to reject those societal expectations and live authentically. You no longer feel pressure to fit into a mold of what others think a happy life should look like. You can focus on what truly brings you joy, without worrying about conforming to other people's standards. Susan, 71, has spent the last decade embracing single life. She enjoys the company of friends but doesn't feel the need to have a partner. Her friends, especially those still in relationships, often feel the pressure of maintaining a social image of couplehood, but Susan is completely content. For her, being single is a freedom that allows her to live outside of society's emotional turmoil of a dysfunctional relationship. Many people in relationships stay together out of habit or fear of being alone, even when the connection has long since lost its spark. In older age, the emotional costs of staying in an unfulfilling relationship can be immense. Constant arguments, miscommunications, or simply the feeling of being stuck can take a toll on mental health. Being single allows you to avoid this emotional drain. You are free from the stress of navigating constant conflict or wondering if you're truly being appreciated. You don't need to settle for a relationship that isn't adding value to your life. Peace of mind comes from clarity, and being on your own gives you the space to live with a sense of emotional calm. James and Linda, both in their 60s, were in a relationship for years that had become emotionally draining. They had become more like roommates than partners, yet neither had the courage to walk away. Finally, James made the decision to live alone. Though it was a difficult choice at first, he found that the peace he experienced alone far outweighed the tension he felt in the relationship. Being single gave him the freedom to find joy in his own life again, without feeling constantly exhausted by the emotional weight of a partner who no longer understood him. 5. Your freedom is not a threat, it's your strength. For some, the idea of being single can feel like an admission of failure or loneliness. But in reality, being single is a powerful statement of self-sufficiency. You are not defined by a partner. Your worth is not tied to being in a relationship. Instead, your strength lies in the ability to embrace your independence and live on your own terms. Self-love becomes the foundation of everything you do. When you're single, you have the freedom to explore your passions, your interests, and your goals without any limitations. There's no pressure to perform or please anyone else. You get to live authentically. After a long marriage, Anne chose to live alone after her spouse passed away. She began painting, traveling, and exploring activities she had always put on hold. She found herself rediscovering passions that she had forgotten in her younger years. Being single, she realized, gave her the opportunity to rediscover herself and reclaim her freedom. And that, to Anne, was more fulfilling than any relationship could have been. Conclusion. As we age, we come to realize that happiness is a choice, not a consequence of our relationship status. Being single doesn't mean being lonely or incomplete. In fact, it can be the ultimate freedom, the chance to live life without the constraints of societal expectations or the emotional burdens that often come with relationships. You are not missing out by being single. You are embracing the freedom that many people never experience. You have the power to live authentically, to pursue your passions, and to create a life that reflects who you truly are, without compromise. So, if you're single, don't feel pressured to find a partner. Instead, embrace the opportunity to discover your own path, your own joy, and your own peace. You are enough, just as you are. Thank you for watching. If you found this message empowering, give it a like, share it with someone who might need to hear this, and subscribe for more life-changing perspectives. We're grateful you joined us, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Stay true to yourself and live the life that brings you the most fulfillment on your own terms.